Hi, this is Murray from Second Time Tech, and today I'm going to start off doing the builds that I said that I was going to do. And basically what I'm going to do it is, I'm going to do it in, I think, 5 videos, and I'll put them up on my channel one at a time. And then what I'll do is I'll put them all together, and then it'll be like a system build. So basically what I'm going to talk about today is the motherboard and the CPU. So that's the first thing that you're going to do on a build is put that together. And what I have is the MSI B350, M Pro VDH. Now there is a new one, exactly the same name from MSI, except it's the B450 M Pro VDH, and it does the newer CPUs better. If you're getting a 1000 series AMD CPU, this board is just fine. The 2000 series, you have to make sure that the BIOS has been updated in order that it says Ryzen 2000 ready. And I know this board is. And the reason why is because the CPU that we're going to be putting in here is the what's called an APU, which has the CPU and the GPU built into it. And that is the AMD Ryzen 2400G, and it has like the Vega 11 graphics built into it also. First thing you're going to do whenever you get your motherboard is to take it out of the package, and then you'll have like a bunch of other stuff that's inside here. And one of the things that you'll want to get out is the shield for the back of the case, but we won't be using that today. And then there'll be a bunch of little cables and stuff and whatnot inside there, but I'll leave them in there for now. Now, I know it says, people say don't put things on top of the bag, but the bag is anti-static, so it doesn't matter. You can put it on top of the bag if you want. But normally what I do is, for any static stuff, the biggest thing that you want to do is make sure that you, before you start this, that you ground yourself. Like say you have like just any metal object that's around you, and then touch both your hands onto it, so that if there's any static buildup that you can. Like I've got my mixer here and it's metal. I just touched that, and I don't have any static electricity in me anymore. Now that we got through the anti-static thing, having an anti-static mat is nice to have, but it is not required, as long as you short yourself before you touch the electronic stuff, like on something that's metal. Preferably that's plugged into the wall, because that's where you get your ground from. That'll discharge you from the electricity from your body. Now, we'll take out the CPU and the cooling fan. There's the cooling fan. And there is the CPU. So basically, what I like to do is I like to orientate the motherboard the way that it's going to be in the motherboard in the case. And basically what that means is that your I/O, which is on this side here, is on the left side, and your memory slots over here are on the right side. So that's basically the way it's going to fit into most cases, unless you get something that's called an upside down case. But we'll talk about that later. Now, this motherboard is a medium quality motherboard. And there are many different boards that you can use called an AM4 socket, which is this thing right here. So the first thing that I like to do is, of course, we'll just take the CPU out of the box. And basically all we're going to do there is we're just going to open one side, and then we are going to pull it out of the box. Now to open it, and then you just pull it apart. Now be careful, you don't open it too fast. And then what you want to do is you want to make sure that it stays inside of the plastic, because this is anti-static also, this plastic. Now the reason why you don't want to take that out right now, the CPU out right now, is because you don't have your socket ready. And the way you get your socket ready is you take this little lever right here, and you take the end of it and you push a little bit down, not much, and then you pull it towards you just a little tiny bit, and then lift it up. And whenever it goes up like 90 degrees, that means the socket's open and ready to accept the CPU. But right here, there is a little arrow. And on the CPU, there will be a little arrow. It also shows you that there are 3 pins in a slant. And that means that it's keyed and that the CPU will only go in one way. And that's for any AMD processor that fits into this socket, because they all have the same pin configuration. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to, if you look at your CPU, you can see right down there is the little triangle or little arrow right down in that area there. It's on the little board part of it. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to pull the CPU out, and you're going to just put that off to the side. And then you just want to make sure that that's there. It's in the corner. And then that's the corner. This here is the corner that's going to go in, so they're orientated right. I'm just going to turn it up so that if you look at it, I'll try to put it a little closer, and you'll be able to see that on this corner here, there are 3 pins on a diagonal, which corresponds to what the arrow is there. So basically, in order to put it in, it's very simple. All you do is line it up, and it falls right into place. Do not push, do not anything like that. You just move it around a little tiny bit till it goes thunk, and it just falls in place. Because it's open, it'll just fall in place. If you don't have this up all the way, it won't fall into place. So make sure that is up. Then what you do, in order to lock it in place, you just take the arm, pull it down, you'll feel a little bit of resistance, then just pull it a little bit towards you, and then put it underneath the little latch. And that is how you install your CPU. Now, there are many kinds of CPUs. The Ryzen CPUs that'll fit in here. This CPU does have a 4-core, 8-thread CPU inside of it, and it has a, well, it's a Vega GPU that has 11 cores inside of it, so it's not really powerful, but it's powerful enough for 1080p gaming to start with. But the wonderful thing about it is you can upgrade it later by putting in a graphics card, and you don't have to take this out. You can just put it inside of here. You may want to get yourself a better motherboard, but For the sake of what I'm doing right now, just like a medium system, this is just fine. I've used it for, I think it's 7 months in my den, and it works great. So my next video will be on memory. And so if you liked the video, thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, thumbs down. I do want to wish everybody a wonderful day. Thank you very much for watching and listening. Bye.